Flooding! Compartment 2...
Got ya!
Cable, you idiot!
I thought you were the intelligence.
Cheeky bugger.
The Sky People returned, invading Pandora once more with overwhelming force. Jake Sully, now a family man, found his forest home threatened. To protect his children and the Metkayina, he made the agonizing decision to flee to the distant reef people, the Metkayina, seeking refuge and a new beginning in the vast, perilous oceans of Pandora, a world very different from the one they knew.
We're taking mags, the RPGs, the stingers. Go!
Go! I know how to use it.
Get out of here. Go on.
What were you thinking?
Come on! Let's go.
Shut up!
Kitty!
Hey, it's okay. You hurt? Are you hurt? Okay, we're clear.
This is gonna be good.
Our brothers and sisters have been...
Cocoon had come home.
Kitty! Kitty! Look! Look! Sister!
Let's make some bang.
We're rolling.
I've never seen him lift a fin.
And really.
Hold it steady.
Fire.
Booyah! See the bad slow on her. 30 meters. Now steady, steady, stay running. Honey tail, Colonel.
Let's roll. Not you. Peter, finger signal is...
Go that way! I'll draw them off.
Okay.
You copy? These kids are worthless to me. Circle.
Crap! Don't lose him, stay on him. Plan.
Who's took?
Easy shot.
Open fire! Open fire!
Come about! Go, go, go! Somebody's here! Stop!
Get after them. Go.
Go, go, go!
Flooding. Compartment 2.
Got ya!
That is... Cable, you idiot! Vince!
I saw you were the intelligence.
Cheeky bugger. Hey, baby brother. Get Took out of here.
Hurry up! Oh, come on, let's go. Come on. Come on, bro.
Let's go, Buttercup. Get up.
Wait! Let me stick together.
Check your mask.
Move, move! Evacuating, people!
Took.
Thanks, guys.
Go, go, go!
Copy.
Eyes up, eyes up! Push right, get around on her.
They're coming for you.
time here, Corporal. Not test me.
Don't do it!
Down!
Don't hurt her, okay? Don't.
Stand there! You son of a...
All right, God.
We're not even the same species.
Don't kill him.
Listen to me.
Son.
Let her go, okay? Just let her go.
Try to get him. When I'm out there, family.
Back. Get back to the ship. Go. Keep moving.
Stay
Go,
close.
go, go. Come on. Come on, let's go.
I got you.
Go.
Okay.
Hey guys, today we are diving deep into the stunning, sometimes heartbreaking, and absolutely epic world of Avatar: The Way of Water, the long-awaited sequel that finally plunged us back into Pandora after what felt like an eternity. We're going to explore every splash, every emotional beat, and every incredible creature from this cinematic marvel. I put a lot of work into these, so if you like what you see, a like and a subscribe is always appreciated. No worries if not. So we kick off over a decade after the first film, and Jake Sully, our former human marine turned Na'vi war hero, is now a full-fledged leader of the Metkayina clan, living that family life with his beloved Neytiri. They've built a beautiful, sprawling family unit. There's Neytiri, their eldest, a strong and responsible young warrior who takes after his dad in a big way, always trying to do the right thing and be a good example for his younger siblings. Then we have Loak, the middle son, who's a bit of a hothead, rebellious, and constantly feeling like he lives in Neytiri's shadow, always seeking his father's approval, but often finding trouble instead. He's got that classic middle child energy, you know, constantly trying to carve out his own identity. And then there's Tuk, the youngest, a spirited little girl who just wants to be part of the action, full of youthful energy and a pure heart. But the Sully household isn't just biological children. They've also adopted Kiri, the mysterious daughter of Grace Augustine's Avatar, who has this incredibly deep, almost mystical connection to Eywa in the natural world of Pandora, a connection that sometimes makes her feel like an outsider, but also grants her unique insights. She's a bit of an enigma, quiet and observant, but with a powerful inner life. And completing their motley crew is Spider, a human boy who is too young to be sent back to Earth when the RDA was originally driven off Pandora. He's essentially a feral kid, raised in the forest, living among the Na'vi, and totally integrated into their ways, albeit still breathing air from a mask. He's essentially Kiri's best friend and a full member of the Sully family, even though he's biologically different. Their life in the Hallelujah Mountains is, for a time, idyllic. They're hunting, raising their kids, teaching them the ways of their people, and living in relative peace, a stark contrast to the brutal war that brought Jake and Neytiri together. The sounds of their children playing, the rustling of the forest leaves, the distant calls of Pandoran wildlife. It's all presented as this beautiful, hard-won tranquility. But as always, peace is a fragile thing, especially on Pandora. The human invasion is back, and this time they're not just coming for unobtainium, they're here to colonize, to make Pandora their new home. Because let's be real, Earth is pretty much cooked. Giant starships, like flying cities, pierce through Pandora's atmosphere, casting ominous shadows over the lush forests. The RDA, now under the command of General Ardmore, establishes a massive new base called Bridgehead City, an industrial nightmare of concrete and steel, carving a destructive path through the pristine jungle. The sheer scale of their return is terrifying. They've brought everything, from massive construction vehicles to heavily armed personnel carriers, all designed to dominate and transform the planet. The whirring of their machines, the guttural thrum of their aircraft, and the constant jarring metallic clang of construction completely shatter the natural symphony of the forest. And guess who's back? Colonel Miles Quaritch, or rather a recombined or recon version of him. See, the RDA, being nothing if not resourceful and a little bit evil, decided to upload the memories of their deceased soldiers into new Na'vi avatar bodies. So we get Quaritch, fully equipped with all his old memories, his signature scar, and his original highly aggressive personality, but now in a tall, blue, three-fingered Na'vi body. It's a pretty clever way to bring back your iconic villain, right? though you have to wonder about the ethics of essentially cloning a consciousness for revenge. He even has some of his old squad members back, like Lyle Wainfleet. Recom Quaritch, driven by his original deep-seated hatred for Jake Sully in the Na'vi, is given one mission: find and eliminate Jake. He's a man, or rather a recom, on a mission fueled by a desire for vengeance that transcends even death itself. He's got that old swagger, but now it's amplified by the physical prowess of a Na'vi, making him an even more formidable foe. He's got that "I'm back and I'm angrier than ever" vibe, which is just classic villain stuff. The Sully family, living their relatively peaceful lives, soon finds themselves thrust back into conflict. The RDA's patrols become more frequent, their presence more invasive. Skirmishes break out, small tense battles in the thick jungle, where the Na'vi use their intimate knowledge of the land to their advantage, employing guerrilla tactics against the heavily armed human forces. The crackle of rifle fire, the whoosh of arrows, the thud of bodies hitting the forest floor, the sounds of war return with a vengeance. During one of these skirmishes, Loak, being Loak, gets separated from his squad and ends up in a sticky situation, almost captured by a recon patrol. Spider, ever loyal, bravely rescues him, showcasing his deep bond with the family despite his human heritage. This incident, however, brings the conflict right to their doorstep. The RDA, using their advanced tracking technology, pinpoints Jake's location. The whispers and rumors of Torik Makto, Jake's war name, start spreading through the human ranks, intensifying the hunt. The pressure mounts, and Jake realizes that as long as he stays with the Metkayina, he puts them all at risk. His very presence, his reputation as a legendary warrior, makes him a target, and his family, by extension, becomes a target too. Faced with this impossible choice, Jake makes the agonizing decision to remove his family from the Metkayina and seek refuge elsewhere. It's a gut-wrenching moment, one of immense sacrifice and love. He knows that his family, especially his children, are too visible a target, and their presence will only escalate the conflict for the Forest Clan. They say their goodbyes to their people, a tearful farewell filled with hugs and shared grief. Neytiri, though initially resistant to leaving her ancestral lands, stands by her mate, her loyalty unwavering. The sounds of their parting are soft, hushed, conveying the weight of their decision. They pack light, gathering only what's essential for survival, and set off on a perilous journey, riding their loyal Ikran mounts, leaving behind the only home their children have ever truly known. It's a strategic retreat, but it feels like an exile, a desperate attempt to protect those they love most by vanishing into the vastness of Pandora. Their journey takes them far from the familiar emerald canopy of the Hallelujah Mountains, across vast plains, and eventually to the shimmering turquoise waters of the Metkayina clan, the Reef People. This transition is a massive cultural shock, both for the Sullys and for us, the audience. Gone are the trees, the dense undergrowth, the vibrant blues and greens of the forest. Instead, they are met with boundless ocean, coral reefs teeming with alien life, and a people whose entire existence is intertwined with the sea. The Metkayina, led by the stoic Oloekton Tonawari and the wise, compassionate Saihik Ronal, are physically different too. Their skin is a lighter, more aquamarine blue. Their tails are broader for swimming, and they have powerful paddle-like forearms. They are elegant, graceful, and perfectly adapted to their aquatic environment. The Sullys, with their forest bodies, look gangly and out of place, their forest survival skills useless in this new world. It's like bringing a cat to a swimming competition. They're just not built for it. The initial reception from the Metkayina is, to put it mildly, frosty. Tonawari is wary of these forest people with their demon blood, referencing Jake's past as a human, and their long, thin tails. Ronal, who is pregnant, is particularly dismissive and suspicious, openly expressing her disdain for their lack of aquatic grace and their soft forest ways. The Sully children face immediate bullying and teasing from the Metkayina kids, especially from Roxo and Anung, Tonawari and Ronal's son. Loak naturally gets into fights, trying to defend his family's honor, but usually just making things worse. Kiri's unique appearance and her quiet, intense demeanor also make her a target of suspicion. It's a classic fish-out-of-water scenario, but with much higher stakes. The sounds here are different: the gentle lapping of waves against their stilted homes, the calls of sea creatures, the hum of the wind over the open ocean. It's a serene but utterly alien soundscape for the Sullys. Despite the initial hostility, Tonawari and Ronal reluctantly agreed to take the Sully family in, largely out of respect for Jake's legendary status as Torik Makto and Neytiri's unwavering gaze, but also out of a deeper sense of hospitality that transcends tribal differences. They assign their children, Sireya and Anung, to teach the Sully kids the way of water. Sireya, their daughter, is kind and patient, a natural teacher, and quickly develops a rapport with the Sully children, particularly Loak. She guides them through the basics of ocean survival, showing them how to hold their breath for extended periods, how to navigate the intricate coral reefs, and how to bond with the local marine life. Anung, on the other hand, remains a bit of a jerk for a while, constantly mocking them, especially Loak, who struggles the most. The training montages are beautiful and immersive, showcasing the incredible underwater world of Pandora. We see the Sully kids learning to swim with powerful, fluid strokes, their forest bodies slowly adapting to the water. They learn to free dive, pushing their lungs to their limits, discovering the breathtaking beauty of the bioluminescent coral gardens. They also learn to bond with the elu, a graceful, playful aquatic creature similar to a dolphin, which they use for rapid underwater travel and communication. Kiri, surprisingly, takes to the water with an almost uncanny natural ability, as if she were born for it. She moves through the water with an ethereal grace, finding a deep connection with the ocean life that mirrors her bond with the forest. This special connection starts to manifest as a peculiar ability to command and communicate with marine creatures, hinting at the depths of her unique powers. The gentle click whirring sounds of the elu, the rush of water against their skin, the distant muffled echoes of the reef, all these sensory details draw us into their new world. Loak, however, struggles the most. He can't hold his breath as long, he's clumsy with the elu, and he constantly feels like he's failing, especially in front of his father and the critical eyes of Eonung. His frustration boils over, leading him to lash out and make impulsive, often dangerous decisions. One day, after another argument with Eonung, Loak swims off in a fit of pique and ventures into dangerous, uncharted waters, a place forbidden by the Metkayina. It's a classic rebellious teenager move, but on Pandora, uncharted waters means here be massive, terrifying predators. And of course, he encounters one. A gigantic, aggressive predatory fish, a Tolkien-eating monster, attacks him. Just when he thinks he's doomed, he's rescued by a massive Tolkien, a whale-like creature of immense size and intelligence, revered by the Metkayina as spiritual siblings. This Tolkien, named Peacan, is an outcast, shunned by its own pod for a past transgression. Loak, seeing a kindred spirit in the exiled giant, quickly forms a deep, unbreakable bond with Peacan. This connection is profoundly moving, a testament to Loak's compassionate heart despite his rebellious exterior. Peacan, with his vast expressive eyes, communicates non-verbally, conveying a sense of loneliness and gentle wisdom. The deep, resonating hum of the Tolkien, the feel of its rough skin under Loak's hand. It's a connection born of mutual understanding. Meanwhile, back with the humans, Recom Quaritch and his squad are hot on Jake's trail. They've discovered that the Sullys fled to the coast and are now systematically searching the oceans of Pandora using advanced sonar and heavily armed patrol boats. Quaritch is relentless, using any means necessary to get information. He captures several Na'vi, torturing them for details about Jake's whereabouts, showcasing his brutal efficiency and unwavering dedication to his mission. He's not above using fear and intimidation, and his methods are truly chilling, reminding us just how ruthless he is, even in a Na'vi body. The cold, mechanical whir of their vessels, the harsh shouts of human commands, contrast sharply with the natural world they're tearing apart. The RDA's presence in the ocean isn't just about finding Jake. They've also started a massive whaling operation, but not for blubber or meat. They're hunting Tolkien, specifically for a precious brain enzyme called amrita, which is basically the fountain of youth in a vial, a substance that can halt human aging indefinitely. It's worth billions, making the Tolkien an extremely valuable and therefore extremely endangered target. The human whaling ship, a massive industrial vessel, is a floating factory of death. It's equipped with powerful harpoons that fire explosive charges, and its crew, led by the ruthless Captain Scoresby, are efficient and merciless in their slaughter. The screams of the dying Tolkien, the sprays of blood staining the pristine ocean, the metallic groan of the ship's machinery, these scenes are genuinely heartbreaking and horrific, driving home the theme of environmental destruction and human greed. It's a stark reminder that the humans haven't learned a thing. Loak's secret friendship with Peacan deepens, and through their bond, Loak learns the tragic story of Peacan's exile. Peacan was a warrior Tolkien, a leader, but he broke the sacred Tolkien way of peace by attacking the whalers in revenge for the death of his mother. This act, though understandable to Loak, led to his banishment by his pod. Loak empathizes deeply with Peakan, seeing his own rebellious nature reflected in the Tolkien's past. This bond makes Loak even more determined to protect Peakan and exposes him to the brutal reality of the Whalers. He witnesses their horrific methods firsthand, the senseless slaughter of these intelligent giants. It's a pivotal moment for him, hardening his resolve and solidifying his place as a protector, something he's always craved. Kiri, meanwhile, continues to explore her unique connection to Eywa and the living world. She experiences vivid visions, hearing the heartbeat of the ocean and seeing the flow of life energy. During one of her deep dives, she connects with the Spirit Tree, a sacred Metkayina site, and attempts to commune with her mother, Grace. However, the intensity of the connection overwhelms her, causing her to have a violent seizure. She almost drowns, and it's only through the quick action of her family and the Metkayina healers that she's saved. This incident further isolates Kiri, as some Metkayina, including Ronal, suspect her unique abilities might be a curse, a sign of something unnatural or even dangerous. It adds another layer of complexity to her character, making her feel even more like an outsider, despite her deep longing for connection. The rhythmic pulse of the Spirit Tree, the ethereal glow, and the sudden, jarring shock of the seizure, it's a powerful, unsettling sequence. The inevitable confrontation arrives. Quaritch, through persistent hunting and clever tracking, finally gets a lead on Jake's location from the Metkayina territory. He realizes that Jake is sheltering with the Reef people. He uses this knowledge to his advantage, launching a full-scale assault, not directly on the village, but by exploiting the Tolkien hunting. Knowing the Metkayina consider the Tolkien their kin, Quaritch deliberately targets a Tolkien pod, knowing it will draw out Jake and the Metkayina warriors. It's a tactical move, designed to force Jake out of hiding and into open conflict. He's got that villainous smirk, knowing he's just set a perfect trap. The whaling ship with its massive harpoons and armed personnel attacks a Tolkien pod. The Metkayina, hearing the distant cries of their spirit brothers, immediately rally to defend them. Jake, seeing the brutal slaughter, knows he can't stand by. He joins the Metkayina warriors, riding skimwings, large manta ray-like creatures used for aerial combat, into battle. Neytiri, Me'ayam, Loak, and even Took, though she's supposed to stay hidden, are swept into the conflict. It's an epic clash of cultures and technologies. The whoosh of skimwings cutting through the air, the crackle of RDA machine guns, the splash of explosions in the water, the guttural roars of the Tolkien. The entire scene is a symphony of chaos and violence. The battle escalates rapidly. Quaritch leads his recon squad, using high-tech submersibles and attack choppers, engaging Jake and the Metkayina in a desperate fight for survival. The visual effects here are just phenomenal, showing the agility of the Na'vi in the water and air against the sheer destructive power of the RDA. Harpoons fly, lasers flash, and arrows whiz through the air. Jake, ever the strategist, uses his knowledge of the sea and the Na'vi's natural environment to outmaneuver the technologically superior human forces. He's dodging bullets, leading charges, and inspiring the Metkayina with his courage. During the intense battle, Spider, who has been held captive by Quaritch and forced to translate and navigate for him, finds himself torn. He's been with Quaritch for weeks, seeing a different side of him, a strange paternalistic bond forming, but his loyalty to the Sully family is undeniable. He's caught between two worlds, two fathers. He witnesses the brutality of the Whalers, the cold efficiency of Quaritch, and the immense suffering they inflict. This internal conflict is palpable, a quiet struggle amidst the thunder of battle. The battle takes a devastating turn when the Whalers manage to harpoon Peakan. Loak, seeing his friend in peril, rushes to help, followed by Netayam and Spider. They manage to free Peakan, but during the ensuing struggle, Netayam is shot. It's a shocking, heartbreaking moment, a sudden and brutal reminder of the real stakes of war. The gurgling sound of his wound, the spray of blood in the water, the frantic cries of Loak, it's an incredibly raw and emotional scene. Netayam, the responsible elder brother, the one who always tried to protect everyone, dies in Jake and Neytiri's arms, his life slipping away in the fast, unforgiving ocean. The grief is immediate and overwhelming, a raw howl from Neytiri, a choked sob from Jake. It's one of those movie deaths that truly hits hard. Enraged by Neytayam's death, Jake and Neytiri unleash their full fury. Neytiri, always the fiercer warrior, becomes a primal force of nature, her bow singing, her knives flashing. She infiltrates the whaling ship, cutting down humans with brutal efficiency, her grief manifesting as pure, unadulterated rage. She even holds Spider hostage, threatening to kill him unless Quaritch backs off, a desperate, terrifying act born of profound loss. Jake, too, fights with renewed vengeance, his movements sharper, his blows heavier. It's a visceral, emotional escalation of the conflict. The screams of the humans, the thud of Neytiri's knives, the frantic panting of Jake, it's a symphony of bloody vengeance. The climax of the battle shifts to the sinking whaling vessel. Peacon, having been freed, now fully joins the fight, smashing into the ship, its massive body causing immense damage. The ship begins to break apart and sink, trapping many, including Jake, Korich, Loak, and Took, in its rapidly flooding compartments. The confined spaces, the rushing water, the echoing groans of the dying ship create an intensely claustrophobic and terrifying environment. Korich manages to capture Took, using her as bait to lure Jake, setting up their final confrontation. Underwater, in the sinking chaos, Kiri's unique connection to Eywa manifests in its full glory. She uses her powers to manipulate the bioluminescent sea life, creating glowing pathways and even commanding the monstrous predatory fish that attacked Loak earlier to clear a path, guiding her family to safety. Her eyes glow, her movements are fluid and powerful, showcasing the true extent of her abilities, which are almost magical in their execution. She's essentially a Na'vi Aquaman, but with more spiritual oomph. Jake and Korich engage in a brutal hand-to-hand fight within the sinking ship. The water swirls around them, their punches and kicks magnified by the buoyancy, yet slowed by the resistance. Korich, still fueled by his human memories and hatred, tries to kill Jake, believing he's finally got him cornered. The sounds of their struggle are muffled by the water, punctuated by the metallic groans of the ship and the occasional splash. It's a raw, primal fight, with the added tension of knowing they are both drowning. Loak, having rescued Took with Kiri's help, finds Spider struggling to break free from the sinking ship. Despite Spider's complicated relationship with Korich, Loak, remembering his brother's selflessness, pulls Spider to safety. In a desperate final struggle, Jake manages to defeat Korich, leaving him unconscious and seemingly dead underwater. He and Loak then find their way out of the wreckage, surfacing to find Neytiri, Kiri, and Took safe. The family is reunited, but the joy is muted by the profound grief for Netayem. As they look back at the wreckage of the ship, the sun setting on the horizon, the weight of their losses and their narrow escape is palpable. Spider, left behind on a piece of debris, is eventually rescued by Korich, who, unbelievably, is still alive, pulled from the depths by his loyal soldier Wainfleet. Korich and Spider share a silent, complicated moment. Korich has lost, but he's not broken, and Spider, despite helping the Sullys, chose to save Korich. The ending for these two is left open, a dangling thread for future installments. The Sully family, having endured unimaginable loss and trauma, officially commits to their new life with the Metkayina. Jake acknowledges their new home, not just as a refuge, but as a place where they truly belong, a testament to adaptation and resilience. They mourn Netayem, performing a beautiful, solemn Metkayina funeral rite. The sounds of their grief are not loud wails, but hushed, reverent chants, the gentle lapping of the waves against their bodies as they release Netayem's spirit back to Eywa. Jake vows to protect his family, to be the shield and the spear, and to teach his remaining children the way of water, truly embracing their new identity. Loak, having proven himself through his bravery and his bond with Peacon, finally earns his father's respect and finds his own place within the family and the Metkayina clan. He's no longer just Netayem's shadow. He's a warrior in his own right, having faced down death and found a true connection to the spirit of Pandora's ocean. Kiri fully integrates into the Metkayina way. Her power is now recognized as a gift rather than a curse, seen as a deep connection to the lifeblood of Pandora itself. The family, though scarred, has found a new form, a new purpose, and a new strength forged in the deep blue. The journey of the Sully family through Avatar: The Way of Water is a profound exploration of adaptation, family, and the interconnectedness of life. It's a testament to the power of finding a new home, not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually, even after immense loss. The oceans of Pandora, with their vast beauty and terrifying dangers, become a symbol of both refuge and challenge. The film asks us to consider what it means to truly belong, to protect what we love, and to embrace change even when it's forced upon us. It speaks to the enduring strength of familial bonds and the profound resilience of the spirit in the face of overwhelming adversity. The movie leaves us with the enduring image of a family, broken but not shattered, finding their footing in a new, vibrant world, ready to face whatever comes next, their commitment to each other shining through the deepest waters. Avatar: The Way of Water is a visual spectacle, pushing the boundaries of cinematic immersion with its breathtaking underwater world and incredibly detailed creatures. It delves deeper into the Sully family dynamic, exploring themes of belonging, loss, and the devastating impact of human greed on an untouched world. Its narrative, while sometimes familiar, is elevated by its stunning artistry and emotional core, making it a powerful reminder of nature's beauty and fragility. Our story picks up a good 15 years after the original film, and Pandora has certainly evolved, though perhaps not in the ways the RDA would have liked. Jake Sully, our once human marine turned Na'vi leader, has fully integrated into the Metkayina clan. He's not just a warrior anymore, he's a dad, a father of 5 actually. There's Neytiri, the eldest son, who's basically the responsible big brother prototype, always looking out for everyone. Then there's Loak, the middle child, a bit of a rebellious spirit who's constantly trying to prove himself, often landing him in trouble. Think classic angsty teen, but blue and with a tail. Next we have Tuk, the youngest, full of childlike wonder and pure energy. And then there are the adopted kids, Kiri and Spider. Kiri is a mystery, born from Grace Augustine's inactive avatar with a profound, almost spiritual connection to Ewa and all living things on Pandora. She's got that quiet, intense vibe, you know? And Spider, well, he's human. Jake and Neytiri found him orphaned after the First War, and despite Neytiri's initial reservations, she's still not exactly Sky People's biggest fan, which, fair, they essentially took him in. He lives among the Na'vi, paints himself blue, learns their ways, but he's still got his human skin and his human needs, making him a fascinating bridge between worlds. Life in the Hallelujah Mountains is, for the most part, serene. The family lives, hunts, and learns together, with Jake trying to instill in his children the values of family and responsibility. He teaches them to ride their Ikron, those magnificent flying beasts, and to navigate the dense, glowing bioluminescent forests. You can almost feel the wind rushing past your face as they soar through the canopy. The sounds of the forest, the chirps, the rustles, the distant roars, create a vibrant backdrop to their daily lives. But even in this idyllic setting, Jake is always on guard. He knows the Sky People will return. It's not a question of if, but when. It's like waiting for that inevitable Monday after a really good weekend. You just know it's coming to ruin everything. And wouldn't you know it, the day eventually arrives. The sky literally darkens as a colossal starship, much larger and more menacing than anything seen before, punches through the atmosphere. It's a truly awe-inspiring, terrifying sight, a metallic behemoth dwarfing the mountains. The sound it makes as it descends is a deep guttural rumble that shakes the very ground, a harbinger of doom. This isn't just a mining operation anymore. This is a full-scale invasion, a colonization effort. The Resources Development Administration, the RDA, has decided Pandora is the new Earth. They're bringing their entire civilization, their cities, their everything. And who's leading the charge? None other than Colonel Miles Quaritch, or at least a new, improved, and entirely too blue version of him. See, the RDA, being the efficient folks they are, backed up Quaritch's memories and personality just before he, well, met his rather pointy end. They then uploaded him into a fully grown, Na'vi-sized avatar body, complete with all his old scars. It's a total villain glow-up, if by glow-up you mean came back from the dead as a genetically engineered super soldier. He's got his own squad of these recoms, or recombinants, all former military personnel also brought back in Na'vi bodies. These guys are tough, ruthless, and they remember their past lives, which means Quaritch specifically remembers Jake Sully. His mission is clear: find Jake, kill Jake, and secure Pandora for humanity. The war begins, and it's a brutal escalation. The Sky People establish a massive fortress city, Bridgehead, on the coast, a stark, metallic scar on Pandora's natural beauty. They deploy heavily armed gunships, massive ground vehicles, and human soldiers. The Na'vi, for all their connection to the land and their warrior spirit, are outmatched by the sheer industrial might of the RDA. Gunfire rips through the air, explosions echo through the valleys, and the peaceful forest is turned into a battleground. Jake and his family are active participants, fighting alongside the Metkayina. We see their combat prowess, the quick, fluid movements of the Na'vi warriors, the deadly precision of Neytiri's bow, and the strategic thinking Jake brings to the fight. Neytiri proves himself a capable fighter, always supporting his father. Loak, despite his eagerness, sometimes gets ahead of himself, causing more headaches than help. During one intense skirmish with gunships roaring overhead, spewing fiery death, Quaritch's recom squad specifically targets Jake. The recoms are fast, powerful, and their weapons are devastating. It's a close call, arrows whistling, bullets thudding against trees, and the crack of Na'vi weapons clashing against metallic armor. The distinct thrum of Quaritch's heavy pulse rifle is a constant threat. Spider, being human and therefore able to operate human tech, sometimes accompanies Quaritch's squad, acting as a guide, or so he thinks. He's trying to find his place, caught between two worlds, and Quaritch, seeing a potential ally, or at least a useful tool, manipulates his loyalty, using his knowledge of Na'vi culture against them. Jake realizes the painful truth. As long as he's with the Omaticaya, his presence draws the enemy to them like moths to a particularly destructive flame. He's a target, and his family is a target by extension. He makes the agonizing decision to leave the forest, to go into exile, hoping that if he disappears, the RDA will stop hunting his people. It's a moment of profound self-sacrifice, a leader choosing the greater good over his own comfort and status. Neytiri, though heartbroken to leave her ancestral lands, stands by her mate, a testament to their unbreakable bond. The children, bewildered and upset, pack up what they can, their lives turned upside down. The journey is long and arduous. They say goodbye to their Ikran, a truly emotional scene, leaving behind their entire way of life. The sounds of their Ikran's cries as they release them echo the family's own sorrow. They travel across vast plains, over towering mountain ranges, and finally towards the endless blue expanse of the ocean. This is a monumental shift, a total change in environment and culture, and it highlights just how adaptable and resilient the Na'vi truly are. Their destination is the Metkayina clan, the reef people, who live on the stunning, vibrant archipelagos of Pandora's vast oceans. Their home, Awatlu, is a breathtaking sight, a collection of intricately built village structures on stilts above crystal-clear turquoise waters. The Metkayina themselves are distinct from the Omaticaya. Their skin is a lighter shade of blue-green. They have broader, flatter tails designed for swimming, and their limbs are more powerful, adapted to the water. Their architecture, their clothing, their entire culture revolves around the sea. It's a world-building masterclass showing how diverse life on Pandora can be, even within the same species. When Jake's family arrives, dripping wet and looking quite out of place, they are met with a mix of curiosity and suspicion. The Metkayina, led by their Oloyoktan Tonawari and his formidable Tsahik Ronal, are not exactly thrilled to host forest people, especially those who bring the scent of the sky people with them. There's a subtle tension in the air, the rustling of their woven fabrics contrasting with the heavy silence of the newcomers. Ronal particularly is wary, eyeing their slender bodies and the visible marks of Jake's human past. It's like showing up to an exclusive beach resort in full hiking gear. You just know you're going to get some side-eye. The Sully children, especially Loak and Kiri, struggle the most with this forced relocation. Loak feels like an outsider, constantly clashing with Tonawari's son Ainung, who, let's be honest, is a bit of a bully. Ainung and his friends tease the forest children for their thin tails and different customs. It's a classic schoolyard dynamic, but with much higher stakes and cooler environments. Kiri, meanwhile, is often misunderstood. Her deep connection to Ewa and the natural world, which manifests in almost magical ways, sets her apart. She can communicate with the local flora and fauna, making her seem strange to the Metkayina, who don't fully understand her unique abilities. Neytiri, ever the protector, tries to mediate, but even he finds it difficult. Tuk is just a child, and while she misses her old life, she adopts with the natural curiosity of youth. The family begins their rigorous training in the way of water. This isn't just swimming, it's an entire philosophy. They learn to hold their breath for extraordinary lengths of time, to free dive into the deep, dark abyss, to understand the currents, and to communicate with the local marine life. It's physically demanding, and for the Omaticaya, who are used to the vertical world of the trees, it's a whole new paradigm. They learn to ride the Ilu, graceful plesiosaur-like creatures that are the Metkayina's equivalent of Ikran, soaring through the underwater gardens instead of the sky. The scenes of them learning to ride the Ilu are a delightful blend of struggle and triumph, complete with clumsy falls and eventually fluid grace. The shimmering sunlight filtering through the water, the vibrant colors of the coral, and the schools of fish create a truly immersive visual experience. Loak, in particular, tries desperately to master these skills, but his impulsiveness often leads to mistakes. He just wants to belong, to be seen as strong and capable, not the different forest kid. During his attempts to prove himself, Loak ventures out alone, getting himself into trouble, naturally. He ends up encountering a tulkan, a majestic, highly intelligent whale-like creature. But this isn't just any tulkan, it's Payakan, a male outcast from his pod. Tulkan are sacred to the Metkayina. They are spiritual siblings, intelligent beings with their own complex culture, language, and social structures. Their songs are ancient and profound, their lives long and filled with wisdom. Payakan, however, has a dark secret that led to his exile. Loak, drawn to the creature's solitude and immense presence, slowly builds a bond with Payakan. He touches the tulkan's immense skin, feeling its power, and shares a deep emotional connection through their cue. This connection becomes a turning point for Loak, giving him a sense of belonging he hadn't found with the Metkayina children. It's a classic coming-of-age narrative, finding solace and strength in the most unexpected of friendships. Meanwhile, Kiri continues to explore her own unique connection to Eywa. She can actually feel the pulse of the ocean, the interconnectedness of all living things beneath the surface. She finds solace in the water, able to breathe underwater for extended periods, and connects with the various marine creatures with an almost ethereal grace. But this power comes with a cost. She occasionally suffers from debilitating seizures, experiencing visions of Eywa, or perhaps something more. These moments are both beautiful and terrifying, a glimpse into something truly profound, yet potentially dangerous. Back on the main continent, Korich and his recon squad are relentlessly hunting Jake. They use captured Na'vi for information, burning villages and destroying the forest in their wake, leaving the trail of smoke and devastation. Korich is efficient, ruthless, and utterly determined. His connection to Spider is a peculiar one. He's Spider's biological father, though Spider doesn't really see him that way, having been raised by the Na'vi. Korich tries to indoctrinate Spider, to appeal to his human side, showing him the strength of humanity. He forces Spider to witness his brutal tactics, believing it will eventually break the boy and turn him against the Na'vi. Spider, however, is constantly conflicted, caught between the people who raised him and his biological father, who is now the embodiment of everything he's been taught to hate. It's a complicated family dynamic, to say the least. It's like having your estranged dad show up to your housewarming party and then immediately start trashing the place. Korich eventually narrows down Jake's location to the Metkayina's territory. How does he do it? Through sheer brutal efficiency, and by tracking the movements of the forest Na'vi who might have had contact with Jake. He brings with him an entirely new type of threat, the RDA's whaling operation. The RDA isn't just looking for unobtainium anymore. They've discovered a new, incredibly valuable resource, Amrita. This is a golden, goo-like substance found in the brains of the Tolkien, which apparently stops and even reverses human aging. Yes, they're basically hunting highly intelligent, sentient whales for an anti-aging serum because, of course, the most advanced species in the galaxy needs to look 25 forever, even if it means destroying another species. The whaling ships are massive, industrialized vessels, equipped with sonar, nets, and powerful harpoons. The scenes of the Tolkien hunt are harrowing and difficult to watch. The whalers, led by the grizzled Captain Scoresby, use sophisticated tracking technology to pinpoint the Tolkien, then launch their harpoons with devastating force. The metallic clang of the harpoons striking the Tolkien's flesh, the guttural roars of pain from the magnificent creatures, and the cold, clinical efficiency of the human crew as they process the bodies create a stark contrast to the natural beauty of Pandora. It's environmental destruction on an epic, heartbreaking scale, a sharp reminder of humanity's capacity for both innovation and cruelty. The Metkayina and Jake's family discover the horrifying reality of the Tolkien hunt when Peacan's family pot is targeted. Peacan, witnessing the slaughter of his kind, is deeply distressed, and Loak, through their bond, feels his friend's pain and anger. The Metkayina are outraged. The Tolkien are their spiritual kin, and their slaughter is an act of war. It's a violation of everything they hold sacred, a brutal attack on their very way of life. Tensions rise, and the stage is set for a massive confrontation. The irony here is thick. Jake tried to escape the war, only for the war to follow him to the deepest corners of Pandora, and in doing so, it has now implicated the peaceful Metkayina. The Sky People really are excellent at making enemies. The climax of the film explodes in a sprawling, multifaceted battle, both above and below the waves. Korich, using Spider's knowledge, eventually captures Kiri and Took, believing they're the key to luring Jake out. This is the oldest trick in the book, but it works every time, doesn't it? The capture of his children ignites a primal fury in Jake and Neytiri. Neytiri in particular is a force of nature when her children are threatened, a truly terrifying warrior. Loak, driven by desperation and loyalty, rallies his Metkayina friends, Cyrea, Tonawari and Ronald's daughter who has befriended Loak, and Ainung, and crucially Peacan, to mount a rescue mission. The sounds of their frantic paddling and the urgent whispers in the water set a frantic pace. The battle itself is a chaotic symphony of destruction. RDA gunships roar overhead, their rotors thumping, guns blazing, spitting fire and death. The Metkayina, riding their Ilu and Skimwings, larger manta ray-like creatures, engage in aerial and aquatic combat, their arrows and spears flying true, often deflecting off metallic holes with a sharp clink. Peacan, the outcast Tolkien, becomes a powerful ally, a living battering ram against the RDA's smaller patrol boats, his immense bulk crashing through holes with a sickening crunch of metal. He is no longer an outcast, but a formidable warrior defending his family and friends. Jake and Neytiri fight with coordinated precision, taking down enemy combatants with their bows and knives. Neytiri, a whirlwind of deadly grace, stalks through the ship's interior, her primal roars echoing through the metal corridors, her blades flashing. The clanging of her blades against the metal of the ship is almost a rhythm to her rampage. During the intense fighting, Natam, in a heroic act of self-sacrifice, gets shot while trying to protect Loak and Spider. He manages to get them to safety, but the wound is fatal. His death is a gut-wrenching moment, a poignant silence descending amidst the chaos as his family gathers around him. The crackle of gunfire and distant explosions fade into a muffled background, emphasizing the personal tragedy. Jake and Neytiri's grief is palpable, a raw, primal scream of anguish that reverberates through the entire scene. Neytiri, in particular, completely snaps, her fury turning into a terrifying, unbridled rage. She takes Spider hostage, holding a knife to his throat, mirroring Quaritch's own tactics and demanding Quaritch release Kiri and Tuk. It's a desperate, morally ambiguous move, but it highlights the depths of a mother's love and the horrors of war. Quaritch, for a moment, is visibly shaken, realizing the gravity of the situation, the humanity of the creature he hunts. He hesitates, but ultimately the exchange is made. The battle escalates further. The massive whaling ship, the Sea Dragon, becomes the focal point. Jake and Quaritch engage in a brutal, hand-to-hand fight on the rapidly sinking vessel. The metallic creaks and groans of the ship as it goes down are deafening. Water gushes in, creating treacherous conditions. Their fight is a clash of titans, Jake's Navi's strength and agility against Quaritch's Wreckham power and military training. Punches thud, tails whip, and the occasional clang of metal as they crash against the sinking ship's structure underscores the brutality. Below deck, Kiri, using her unique connection to Awa and the water, guides Loak and Tuk through the labyrinthine flooded corridors of the sinking ship, saving them from drowning. She uses bioluminescent plants to light the way, and her connection allows her to find air pockets and safe passages. It's a display of her true power, a natural leader in the heart of chaos. Spider, too, plays a crucial role, saving Jake from drowning after Quaritch seemingly defeats him, pulling his adoptive father to safety despite his conflict with Neytiri. In a moment of sheer emotional confusion, Spider saves Quaritch from the sinking ship as well, unable to leave his biological father to die, even though he despises his actions. This act underscores his internal struggle, the boy caught between two worlds, unable to fully choose one over the other.
In the aftermath, Jake and Neytiri find a moment of quiet grief. Netium is buried in a traditional Metkayina ceremony, his spirit returning to Awa through the Great Mother's embrace. The quiet chants of the Metkayina and the soft lapping of the waves create a solemn atmosphere. Jake, having lost his son, makes a solemn vow. He will stay and fight. He realizes he cannot run forever. He must protect his family and his new home. Tonawari, recognizing Jake's courage and the strength he brings, formally accepts Jake and his family into the Metkayina clan, extending the bond of kinship. The Sully family, though heartbroken, has found a new, stronger home. The film ends with the family truly integrated into the Metkayina way of life, riding their ilu with confidence and accepting their roles as part of the clan. Jake, having been granted the rank of warrior by Tonawari, stands ready for the inevitable return of the RDA. He understands now that this isn't just about survival, it's about fighting for their home, their family, and the future of Pandora. The gentle lapping of the ocean waves against the wooden structures of the village signifies a tentative peace, but the underlying tension of the impending conflict with the Sky People is still very much present. It's a poignant ending, full of both hope and the heavy weight of what's to come. The family has found a new sanctuary, but they know the war is far from over, and they are now warriors of the ocean, ready to defend it to their last breath. This entire saga of Avatar: The Way of Water is a profound exploration of family, displacement, and the unyielding spirit of resistance. It dives deep into what it means to belong, both to a community and to the very essence of a world, showcasing how culture and environment intricately shape identity. The Sully family's journey from the familiar, towering forest to the alien yet equally majestic depths of the ocean highlights the extraordinary resilience of life and the universal yearning for connection and safety. Their story, born from immense loss and hardship, ultimately reinforces the enduring power of unity and the courageous defense of one's home and heritage against overwhelming odds, reminding us that true strength often lies in adaptation and the love shared amongst those we cherish. Avatar: The Way of Water is a visual and auditory masterpiece, pushing the boundaries of cinematic immersion. It's more than just a sequel, it's a deep dive into the soul of Pandora,
expanding its world and exploring themes of family, environmentalism, and the relentless fight for survival. What do you think was the most breathtaking part of the film?
Roll that it's lower.
On my phone.
Focus. Focus. You know your way out. You can. You can.
Stay close to Mama.
Breathe from here. He's around you and in you. Water connects all things. Darkness.
I'm gonna give this to you. From your heart.
Last breath.
Sully's stick together on great strength. Let's move out.
Run!